Hello, I'm at an office that I'm borrowing, and you're gonna have to tell me if this is relatable. I'm playing hooky from work. I'm playing hooky from work today because I've not worked on watercolor in such a long time, and that makes me feel guilty. Is that not ridiculous? So I would love to hear your take on this. When you're away from your art supplies, do you just feel like you need to get back to them? Or do you feel like me, guilty that you haven't set aside the time to work on this? And isn't that ridiculous? Because the whole reason I do this is to relax, spend some time on my own. Like, this is supposed to be a relaxing activity, and I'm stressing myself out for no good reason. Being that I am away from home, I kind of brought just a few things with me, not everything. I just got Camilla Brix's Ink and Wash Wildflowers out. This is her newest book. I will leave a link to her channel. If you love this style of watercolor, well, it's ink and wash technically. Here's the back of it. I borrowed it from the library, but I'm gonna buy my own copy. If you like to do this kind of work, ink and wash, which is one of my favorites, her stuff is so good. So this is actually, I think, her third book, and she's got an amazing YouTube channel as well, where she does like tutorials of this kind of stuff, maybe even some of the projects from this book. As I recall, I haven't been on her channel in a while, so again, something I've been meaning to do and haven't done. So I have this with me to work on one of these projects, and I think I'm actually gonna do this rose. I also brought my North Shore Watercolor Canson dupe. This is a dupe that I got from Walmart Canada. It is pretty good for what it is. It's cheaper than Canson XL, and the paper is fine. It's totally adequate. So I'm gonna work in this, and this was heavier. So, you know, if I were traveling, I wouldn't normally bring a book of this size with me, but let me show you what else. I was like in a rush this morning trying to just get out the door to go to work, where I'm gonna play hooky and work on art instead. I brought this very reused Ziploc bag. Does anybody else do this? I'm always a little bit nervous of things leaking, so I will keep one Ziploc bag like this and just kind of indefinitely reuse it. It looks pretty grody, not gonna lie, but inside here, and this is like if I were traveling, what I would typically bring: a Cotman that doesn't only have Cotman, it's got like lots of Roman Schmal. Well, no, actually I take it back. I don't think there is much Roman Schmal. I think there is like one Hooker's Green from Roman Schmal, and the rest are the original ones. I've had this now a year and a half, and there's still plenty of paint left in it. I'm very often trying to like de-influence people from overbuying this kind of stuff. And then what else did I bring? Oh, I brought my tiny little Hahnemühle. I got this in Lisbon. They're very expensive here. Oh, it cracked. That was when I was in Montreal. I was doing a little bit of urban sketch. I love these little books. So if I'm traveling, it's this, a pencil, and a couple fine liners. That's usually what I bring with me. But in this Ziploc, I brought a few Cotman watercolor paintbrushes, smaller sizes, because I think Camilla, her projects usually use like smaller sized brushes. She doesn't tend to use the really big ones. And then I just dumped all my pens in here. So they're actually all with me. You know, I've got my two Sailors, my two Sailor Fude pens in there. I've got all my Microns, which aren't that many. I have, I think, 4 altogether. Do you ever use this? This is like a watercolor pencil. And if you get like a coral color like this, the cool thing is when you wet it, it kind of disappears. So if you're using like any kind of darker shade than this, it will just disappear into the watercolor paint itself. So it kind of becomes like invisible pencil, if that makes sense. Yeah, and a few other little bits and bobs, you know, pencil, kneaded eraser, bulldog clips. So that's what I've got with me. But will I have the time to paint? Because here's the thing, I spent this time chatting now and it's lunchtime, so how did that happen? All right, I'm really hoping to get to this today, or else what am I doing here? It's just like one of those days where I cannot seem to settle down to start working on my art. Is this relatable? Maybe it's just me. So now that is all drawn in, and my fine liner's not working that great, and I don't know if it's because I need a new fine liner or it's because it's the grain of the paper, but I don't even know if I'm gonna have a chance to color that in today, or paint that in, I should say, because I have some other things that I wanna get done that I need to prioritize. I'm just boiling some water. I don't have a kettle here. I should really bring one, because heaven knows I drink enough hot drinks in a day to definitely merit having a kettle, an electric kettle, the kind that shut off automatically. So now, you know, I feel guilty for neglecting work, which sucks as well. Like, I don't feel like I can win sometimes. Is this like a North American thing where you just have this like feeling that you're never doing enough? That is how I feel so much of the time. Like, if I'm working really hard, I'm like, gosh, I wish I had time for art. And if I'm making time for art, it's like, oh, I've got those emails I should be answering. Like, what is wrong with us that we can't just be? You know what? I don't care. I am fixated on getting this done today. So I am definitely gonna paint in this rose. Okay, I'm gonna make my tea. I'm gonna do that now. Just painting this in now, and I'm kind of a little bit, if I'm honest, going my own way with it. Kind of getting it the way I like, which is not exactly the instructions in the book. And I think that that is the beauty of getting a bit better at watercolor, is you kind of start to know what you want to see, what's going to make you really happy to do and to paint. I don't have the new gamboge that she's suggesting, so I'm gonna use, I actually don't even know what color this is from my Winsor & Newton palette. Oh, that looks really pretty together. I like that. Let's see. I like these colors together, and I never would have thought to put them together myself. So for these rose hips, which are these little things, I'm just going to use some old color from another project, mix in a teensy bit of the pink. I think that's what we're supposed to do. That's really pretty. And I guess maybe just freehand in some leaves, it looks like, so. Just going to dance these around. Painting leaves is stressful for me. I don't know what it is. I just don't feel like I'm that good at it, despite having done, I don't know how many hundreds. I made a little oopsie there. Oh well. Well, that's what I've got done for today, and I'm not mad at that. I'd like to have some more time to finish, maybe adding some more leaves, a bit more dimension, and drawing over some of this when it's dry, but that's good enough for now. So we meet again. I'm home now. I really liked painting with you guys. If you enjoyed this too, please do remember to like and subscribe. I would love to have a comment from you if you would be so kind. If you don't know what to write, just leave me a flower emoji or something like that down in the comments. Every little bit really does help surface this on the algorithm, which is becoming increasingly difficult for us smaller creators to try and figure out. I even did a little bit more, my friends. I am very proud of myself. Let me show you the other project in, again, this book, Ink and Wash Wildflowers. There is a cute little, I want to say it was an Icelandic poppy. Yeah, Icelandic poppy. Here it is. So here's Camilla's version, and then this is my version, not finished yet, but I think it's looking super cute. So tomorrow, hopefully I have a chance to just finish up the stem, and then I usually do a little bit of brush style lettering. yeah, you may not know this, but a year ago, I really started off this channel doing a lot of paint alongs, just things I was discovering. But I kind of got away from that a little bit lately because I think that one of my strengths here is talking about issues that are popping up for beginner watercolorists, and I don't always see them addressed. So I like to take those on as sort of video essay type videos here. And I know that you guys like them as well because I hear from you about it. But it is nice to kind of slow down and take that time and like paint along. I felt like I had a friend along, so that was very fun for me. I'm thinking one of my upcoming videos might be about like good sketchbooks for watercolor beginners. Like, do you need to jump into this Hahnemühle? Because this was like maybe 10 euros, but in Canada, I want to say this costs like 30 euros, which is expensive for what it is. But if you're in Europe, definitely worth it. So I love to use these Talons art creation notebooks, even though watercolor looks pretty trash inside of them. But I've discovered another use for them that we can talk about. So maybe that video will be coming next. Anyway, American Thanksgiving has just passed, and I'm actually filming this on Black Friday, which I'm not taking part in at all, not from some sort of moral superiority high ground. It's just I don't need anything right now. And I'm not stocking up on stuff. I'm just not. I mean, here in Canada, Boxing Day is coming soon enough. So maybe by then, if I'm like low on, I don't know, sketchbooks or something like that, not likely because I have a pretty good supply, I'll stock up then. So I just spent my day doing artwork instead. And again, playing hooky from work. So that was a lot of fun. Okay, thanks for coming with me. I appreciate you so much and for generously spending your time here with me. We will see you in the next video.